7 crew members, including our 2 spacewalkers for today, just north of San Francisco.
Got it? Yes, I got it. I am going to disengage my hook. Okay, copy. Hold the hook. Okay, that's it, I got it. I am going to try to maneuver them out.
Nowitzki and Dubrov are carrying 2 crew lock bags that contain cable clamps and the cable reels to which the power converter cables and the Ethernet cables are mounted on. And that will be the source of most of the work for the day once they arrive at the work site at the various locations. The first order of business in today's activity will be to route power cables from the Poisk module to the Neuka module, and then they'll mate a series of 8 connectors to Neuka.
I have translated to the side of the operator post. Yes, please do not move too far away and activate the cameras, and then you can translate. Maybe I'm going to activate them right now. Yes, you can go ahead and do it. One is on. I'm also ready to start turning cameras on. Copy. Empty to Moscow, should I start? Yes, go ahead. Do you need our help, Peter, or do you think you'll be able to manage on your own? Turning on cameras are not too complicated. Low definition camera is on. The LED is on. High definition camera is also on. Copy. Oh, you also have
Нет, у меня включено только низкого разрешения, высокого еще нет.
Well, my only the low definition camera is on. The high def camera is not on yet. Copy.
Так, есть включена, светодиод горит.
Yes, I confirm it's on. The LED is on.
Так, готов. Выполнить выход.
I am ready to egress MRM2. Make sure you secure yourself with the hooks of the non-retractable tethers. Okay, copy. And translate to in the direction of the operator post. Copy.
Постоянный длины на поручне 60-27.
My non-retractable tether hook is security handrail 6027. Copy.
Постоянно длины также.
Non-retractable tether. Non-retractable tether is also secured. Copy.
Так, зафиксировал крылок бэк и поручни.
I have secured
крылок бэк.
The крылок bag on the DGF. I used the tether and hook, and I also wrapped white tape around the handrail. Also, the same tape is wrapped around the handrail is the first attach point, and it's secured to the last hook of the
Almost 31 minutes into the spacewalk, Novitsky and Dubrov working to connect their crew lock bag with most of the cable reels and the cables themselves for the power, with the power connectors to the Strela boom that is mounted on the side of the Poisk module. The airlock from which they emerged a short time ago is on the opposite side of the view of Poisk that you see at the bottom of your screen. The crew lock bags will be temporarily housed on a mounting post on the Strela boom, this telescoping boom that the cosmonauts use to maneuver themselves back and forth from one work site to another. There's another bundle of equipment that is equipped with handrails that will be attached to the Neuka multipurpose laboratory module later on in today's spacewalk that is expected to last about 7 hours in duration.
What's the tether we're talking about?
Once the Strela boom is properly configured with all of the equipment, the two cosmonauts will begin to make their way to a patch panel on the Poisk module. That's where the initial work to begin connecting the power cables will take place over the course of the next couple of hours.
I secured one hook to the non-retractable tether. The second hook I have secured to the ADTV. Did you secure it to the middle ring? To the upper ring. I am going to translate to the PDGF. The first EVA-1 is at the operator post. Copy. The non-retractable tether is located, is secured to the Strela itself, to the yaw control handle. And the retractable tether is on the circular handrail. Copy. Well, right now you can actually switch the retractable tether to the other side while you're working with the cable. Well, we're still waiting. Okay, copy.
The International Space Station is flying over southwestern New Mexico at this hour. As you see, Oleg Novitsky wearing the Orlan suit with the red stripes at the top of the Strela boom at what is known as the operator's post. This essentially is equipped with a crank handle that enables the Strela boom, Strela, the Russian word for arrow, to be extended to its full duration of almost 60 feet in length that the cosmonauts use to move back and forth from one work site to another during their spacewalks. They are temporarily attaching all of their equipment to the Strela boom before they begin work to open up a connector patch panel on the Poisk module at the very outset of the work that will unfold over the next several hours to connect power and Ethernet cables linking up the Poisk module to the Neuka multipurpose laboratory module.
Ответил.
Alex, go ahead.
Ты сейчас наблюдаешь
Are you currently
с кабелем CS2?
looking at the set 2 cable? Looking at the set 2 cable. Express 2. It's facing me. I'm looking at the reel.
Трасса перехода тебе понятна с P2?
So do you understand the translation path to the P2? Well, I'm trying to plan it. Grapple fixture is released.
Принято. Олег, приступаем к поднятию стрелы.
So you can start lifting the stroller. Okay? Copy.
Петр, ты наблюдаешь по 21-23?
Peter, do you see handrail 21-23? No, it's slightly obscured from this side. Maybe when we lift up a little bit, we'll see. I am ready to lift. Go ahead and start. There is some sort of a hook and it's in the way. Peter, do you see well? Is everything okay? There was a short drop out. Artem, do you see the video from our cameras?
Пока еще настраиваем, пока еще не...
We're setting it up for now. We're not receiving the video yet. We're receiving the video from the truss.
Так, ну так, все тут достаточно, нет? Ну, смотри, если над антеннами здесь нормально.
Oh, so if the antenna can fit through here,
да, достаточно.
yes, it should be sufficient for the antenna.
Так, зафиксировал рукоять.
I have secured the handle.
Для выдвижения стрелы.
I am moving on to the handle for the straddle extension.
21-23.
21-23, is it where the cable holder is located? The one we're going to use to route the Ethernet cable through. Yes, that is correct.
Так, приступаю к выдвижению стрелы.
Okay, I'm starting to extend the stroller. Margovam. Copy. Start it.
Есть движение?
We confirm motion.
Принял.
Copy.
Так, мы сейчас идем немножко мимо поручня 21-23, немножко...
We're going slightly past the handrail 21-23 in the direction of the service module. If we're going to... You just need to get in that area, into that zone. You do not need to aim specifically for the 21-23 handrail. Okay, copy. I think it is sufficient.
Принял. Зафиксировал рукоятку выдвижения.
I secured the handrail for the straddle extension. Copy.
Так, сзади меня какая-то конструкция. Сзади тебя солнечная антенна.
There's something behind me, some structure. Solar array is behind you. Do you see it? Yes, I see it. Should I lower it? I am ready. Copy.
Опускаю.
I'm lowering it.
смещения. Там СТУ контейнер не подходит. Видно, он где крыло.
Do you see that the STU is not approaching the solar array? We're starting receiving camera videos.
Нет, антенну СТУ не зацепляет, но довольно близко к мишени.
This STU is not touching the antenna, but it's getting very close to the target.
Еще ближе повернулось к мишени.
But it should fit. Well, it got even closer to the target. Now Strela is flexing a little, is oscillating.
Там вторая антенна не помешает.
The second antenna.
Крест, по-моему. Здесь тоже мишень.
There is a target here as well.
Так, опускаем потихоньку.
So you can lower it a little bit. No, the target is a little bit farther away, so we didn't get as far as the target. So you can lower.
Немножко надо влево.
You need to move to the left a little bit. To the service module, yes, to the service module. I have secured it.
Мне там не дотянуться будет.
I won't be able to reach it.
Переместить в сторону СТУ.
I am ready to move you in the direction of the service module. I'm ready for motion.
Так, есть движение.
I confirm motion.
Стоп, достаточно. Так, все, можно дальше. Так, зафиксировал.
I have secured it.
Дальше что?
What else do I need to do? I need to move me down. I confirm down.
Так, приступил. Движение.
I have started motion down.
И стоп.
And stop here. I think it's enough. It's
Так,
sufficient.
порядка зафиксировано.
The handle is secured. Copy. Copy.
Так. Тогда я перехожу к фиксирующему.
I am going to move to the attachment plate number 2.
Да, Олег, переходи к
Yes, move to the attachment plate number 2, Oleg.
Так. А поршни, которые можно пользоваться...
And the handrails we can use are only on the FGB side at this time, correct?
Можно через балку стрелы перейти.
You can translate over the cargo boom and use the handrails. So when we're routing cables along the radio handrails of the FGB toward the PHO. Yes, correct. And you will need to route it along the FGB. So I have secured the grapple fixture on the handrail 2123. This is where we're going to be able to secure it. When we come back from the FGB, there is sufficient distance. And I'm going to perform translation to attach the cable holders. Copy. Tom, can we use the tether that is here between this Strela? No. Okay, copy.
This is Mission Control Houston. This helmet camera view from Pyotr Dubrov, who's extravehicular crew member number 2 on today's spacewalk, along with Oleg Novitsky, as they are making their way around the area of the work site to set up shop at the connector patch panel on the Poisk module. That will be the first order of business for them to open up that patch panel, open up a thermal covering on the connector patch panel, and begin to unreel a length of cable that houses the power connectors for the start of the connection of the connector points between the Poisk module and the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. This is the first in what is expected to be a series of 11 spacewalks to outfit and activate NEOCA. The next spacewalk planned for September 9th will jointly connect the television systems between the Zvezda service module and NEOCA, and the activation of NEOCA's television systems, also connecting a CORS automated rendezvous system cable to an antenna on NEOCA to further enable its capability for the arrival of future vehicles that will dock to a node module at the nadir port of NEOCA. There will be additional spacewalks to begin the work to initialize the European robotic arm that was launched on NEOCA from the Baikonur Cosmodrome back on July 21st, and then a series of spacewalks associated with the configuration of that robotic arm for its operation, a control test of that arm, the transfer of a radiator from the Rosviet module to the NEOCA module using the European robotic arm, and the deployment of a radiator that will be attached to NEOCA to provide cooling for the module over the long term of its existence.
True. Are you seeing the labeling on the service module handrail? I see right now handrail number 2112. I think this is the cable holders are shaped as handcuffs are installed here. We will need the handrail 2122. Yes, exactly. I confirm. You need to install the cable holders on these handrails for labeling. On the handrail 2122.
Good view of Oleg Novitsky, veteran Russian cosmonaut, as he is working right outside of the Poisk module, beginning the work to route a power cable bundle towards cable clamps that are on handrails from Poisk to the NEOCA multipurpose laboratory module.
I have translated to the plate. Okay, I understand. Copy all of that's what I meant, that number 12 is closer. Yes, Peter. On handrail number 12, there should be a MLM antenna. So accordingly, you will need to understand where you should be installing it, where it's more convenient to install it. MLM antenna on handrail number 12, not far from it. It should be in the folded configuration. Yes, I see the antenna. So it might interfere with some of the dimensions there. I think the distance is considerable. There should not be any problem. I'll start releasing the cable bundle number 2. You need to secure it first.
Да, я принял.
Okay, copy.
Мне просто интересно, где здесь
I'm just wondering where are the attachment points here?
Да, наблюдаю.
Yes, I am observing that. Okay, it looks like these are not the right rings. Okay.
Поручень. Кабельный держатель.
Handrail. 2112, attaching this.
Наклон в сторону MLM.
And then tilting it toward the MLM. That's correct.
Это фиксировать нужно за мотив.
So the attaching, we need to attach the rings. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct, because then the coil we will unreel, and you will need these available. Okay, I have attached it using two soft rings, because otherwise the tethers are coiled around the plate. We copy.
Что здесь прям совсем вплотную к ДБ не получается, поручень немножко искривлен.
The handrail is a little bent, and I do have a gap of about 3 centimeters here, so I can't do it immediately adjacent. No, that's not a problem. That's fine. The ring itself is very close to the antenna. We have a little bit of distance if we turn it. So the cable head, you can lift it a little bit. Yes, that's what I meant. If I rotate it a little bit, it should be okay. So I think you need to orient the attachment point at the time when we pull the cable. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Okay. Pulling the cable slightly. We copy. I have unlocked. Okay, rotate half a turn, Peter. Okay, Oleg, we copied.
I
think that this way is neater. Yes, I am observing the fact that your cable is all loosened up. No, it's just the way that it was set up to begin with. Okay. I seem to have gathered it all. Copy, Oleg. It's warm here. Yes, even for me. I've set it to the cold setting, but I can't say that I'm sensing it right now so far.
This is Mission Control Houston, approaching the 1 hour mark in today's spacewalk by Oleg Novitsky and Pyotr Dubrov, as we watch the two cosmonauts from their helmet cameras setting up their equipment along the Poisk module, that equipment containing bags of power cables and cable connector equipment that will be used to route power cables from the Poisk module to the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. There will be 8 connectors in all, 2 different bundles of connectors that the two cosmonauts will work their way through one by one, 4 connectors apiece, to provide electrical continuity between the newly arrived Nauka module and the U.S. segment power systems.
Artyom, go ahead. I have a question. The cable clamp that's already installed on handrail 2122, are we supposed to pull it through that? Correct. That's why you need to install the cable clamps closer to the FGB. Yes, because
the two cosmonauts are in the process of completing the routing and installation of cable clamps through which the cables will be properly routed in the geometry between the Poisk module and the Nauka module.
1520. The requirement is no less than 5 centimeters, so 15 should be okay. Yes, definitely we will have the clearance of at least 5 centimeters, especially if I turn it here. From the cameras, can you see how it is installed? Peter, every now and then we get the video with interruptions. From my end, it looks very good. Okay, copy that. I will continue with the installation. Copy.
Как у тебя успехи с проходом кабеля?
Oleg, how are you doing?
У меня довольно неплохо. Медленно, уверенно.
I'm doing good. I am moving toward Petr steadily. What I need to do still is to release the cables from this clamp. Although I can move it toward Peter first, the cable clamp, then release it. Let me take a look, and then move there. I have installed the second cable clamp. Copy, Peter. You have our go to install the cable clamps on the MLM. We have the T handle. Number 4009 and 4010. We copy that.
This is Mission Control Houston, 1 hour, 1 minute into today's spacewalk. Oleg Novitsky and Pyotr Dubrov working per the timeline as they install cable clamps in the routing path between the Poisk module and the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module, to which power cables and Ethernet cables will be routed and played out, ultimately to provide power continuity between the U.S. segment power systems and the newly arrived Naoka module. Today's spacewalk, the 5th for Expedition 65, the 10th out of the International Space Station this year, to be followed next Thursday by another spacewalk by Novitsky and Dubrov to continue the work for the outfitting of the new Naoka module, and then yet another spacewalk a week from Sunday on September 12th by Station Commander Aki Hoshide and Thomas Pesquet out of the Quest airlock of the station to install the next bracket or mod kit, as it is known, on the Port 4 truss segment of the International Space Station that will set the stage for the arrival and installation of the third in a series of 6 ISS rollout solar arrays to be launched to the station on a future SpaceX cargo mission.
There is some sort of structure here. I don't know if you can see that, what this is. Some sort of item. Yes, it's a valve. Okay. So if I tilt it this way, then it will be very close here. Well, it's important for us to ensure that we have a sufficient clearance between cables. Other than that, that should be okay. Okay, got it. Handrails going to the side, and then just to be extra secure, maybe this safety, a short safety tether.
Так, завел вкладанный держатель.
Okay, I have put it inside the cable clamp. I can't see the number of the handrail. It should be 2112.
Наверное.
Probably.
И там вот этот кабель у нас
That
ничем больше не зафиксирован.
cable
От одного
is
кабеля
not
держателя Т-6
secured
вот
by
этого.
anything else. That's your way to secure it.
Он сейчас еще на провод
Well,
держателя.
it's still
Здесь недалеко сейчас.
attached to the other clamp as well, but it's very close, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove that right now. Okay, we copy.
Как установил.
I've installed the clamp on handrail 4009. It's very close. The cable is very close to this valve here.
Ну, ничего страшного.
That's okay.
Может быть, стойку немножко
Maybe
затянешь?
you should try to tighten it by hand
В нужном положении остался.
so that we leave it in the appropriate position. Yes, I'll tighten it a little bit.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
This is Mission Control Houston, 1 hour, 7 minutes into today's spacewalk. Oleg Novitsky and Pyotr Dubrov continuing to install cable clamps as they prepare to begin the work to unfurl power cables from their crew lock bags, their equipment bags, that will set the stage for the start of the mating of connectors for those power cables between the Poisk module and U.S. power cables on the U.S. Segment of the International Space Station that will then, in turn, route power to the newly arrived Neuka Multipurpose Laboratory module.
Get the wrench.
Его нужно разводить на максимальное расстояние второго кабеля.
A spectacular view of the South Atlantic from one of the cosmonauts' high-definition cameras. This actually coming from Pyotr Dubrov's high-definition helmet camera.
At least 30.
A good view of the Soyuz MS-18 spacecraft attached to the Rosviet module on the Russian segment of the station.
Okay.
As the International Space Station begins to fly just to the south of Africa on a track that will take it from southwest to northeast in an orbit inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator.
This is where we're going to put
Вот для этого кабеля.
put the cable. No, for this cable, it's
Ага, хорошо.
4010. For this one? Correct. Okay, well then I'll just wait.
Время чуть-чуть передохнуть.
I have a little bit of time to take a breather.
Можешь пока повнимательнее
Yes, Oleg.
смотреть на
You can
состояние
use this time to take a closer look at the condition of the cable and the connector,
потом на укладку номер 1.
and then
Вот это сложное место.
kit 1.
15-2-0.
This is a difficult place on handrail 1500.
Такой.
Okay?
Да, смотрю.
Yes, I'm looking right now.
Сейчас, она когда пойду обратно, получше посмотрю, чтобы...
When I go back, I'll take a closer look to make sure that the cable is not interfering.
Да, хорошо.
Sounds good.
Кабель и разъемы
Cable
в каком состоянии?
and the connectors, what is their condition? Do they look good?
Кабель, да, хорошо.
Yes, the cable looks good.
Он нагрелся, очень мягкий. А разъемы
So soft.
закреплены.
The connectors are capped. You see the decals?
Да,
Yes.
прямо.
I can read it.
16.2, ХФП 16.4.
I can see HAP 16-2, 16-4.
Принято.
Okay.
Бонжур. Растянул кабельный держатель ключом трещоткой.
Принято.
Okay, I have tightened it
Наверное, его можно чуть-чуть
using the
смотрю.
ratchet wrench. Okay, I think I can move it a little bit. Peter,
Пока подкручивал, он сдвинулся.
you know, I think leave
Лучше, Петр, расскажи.
what's good enough, good enough.
Барашка.
Now,
Где ты его хочешь оставить?
tell me about what you think about the wrench. Where
Я думал, в крылок бэк его уберу.
do you want to put it? I think I want to put it back in the crew lock bag.
Можно было без него справиться.
Okay.
Сейчас, да, он застрахован за тот же карман.
Right now, I am using the same hook that I used before,
И вот на нем он сейчас на большом рейте
and it's on the large red,
Приложу в крылок бэк.
secured.
Большой карабин.
Okay. The large hook, that's yours, right?
Да, это который
Yes.
на мне
That's the one that I had
для инструментов.
Принято.
for the tools. Okay, we copy that.
Ключ, барашек.
Oleg, you can put away the wrench
Фиксатор
and
4010.
attach the tether to 4010. Got it.
У нас через 5 минут наступит день.
In 5 minutes, we
Принято. Принято.
we're gonna go dark. Okay, we copy.
Так, лишь барашек. Можно.
Okay, I don't think I should have brought the wrench.
Так, завел.
Okay, I have
На поручни, держатель кабеля на поручни 4010.
moved the clamp behind handrail 4010. We copy that
Барашек наши.
and attach the wrench.
Можешь сжать вот этот наручник, чтобы кабель там был жестче зафиксирован?
Can you compress the clamp a little more so that the
Просто не болтался.
cable is tight? Okay, so you want me to do more of this so that it doesn't
Сильно сжимать не надо, чтобы не
dangle here? Yes, just don't overdo it.
не нужна слабина
But
в этом месте.
we don't need the slack in this area.
Ну, я практически максимально.
Okay, I have
Вот, у кабеля.
tightened it as much as I could. It really doesn't have much slack
Принято.
here, but also not too tight, not too taut.
Никуда так.
Okay, we copy that.
Тебя толкнул? Ага. Так.
Олег,
Oleg,
Да.
yes.
Смотри, пожалуйста, тумблер основного насоса.
Look at the switch of the main pump, please.
Ага, включил.
Okay, yeah, it's on.
Да.
Okay.
Включи тумблер основного на резервном.
Please switch off the
Выключил, спасибо.
main valve to the backup. Okay, I've done that. Thank you.
Артем, может
Artyom,
оставить
maybe I should
эту бухту здесь?
leave this coil here.
В принципе, в кабельных держателях.
It's got clamps.
Никуда не денется.
It's not going anywhere. Yes,
будем терять время.
sure. Let's not waste our time with this.
Убрал.
Okay, so I've put away the wrench into the crew lock bag.
Так, вижу бухту.
Now I see the cable coil. I see plate 16.
Так, будешь брать сейчас?
All right, do you want to grab it now?
Надо развернуться.
Let me turn.
Ага, вижу, беру.
I see this, and I'm taking this.
Петр,
Peter, Yes, go ahead.
Можешь оценить
Can you
приблизительно, как большая слабина?
assess whether we will have a lot of slack in the cable? Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty significant.
Хорошо.
Okay.
Хотя нет, я думаю, что не
You know, on the second thought, it won't be a lot of
30-50,
lag.
так вот приблизительно.
30,
Так.
50, maybe inaudible.
Ты сейчас будешь фиксировать
Approximately. So
40-19
So you will secure
или состыкуешь разъемы сначала?
the clamp to the handrail 4019, or will you mate connectors? What will you do first? I think I will mate connectors first,
Кабельный держатель или достаточно просто
and then I will understand whether I will need the clamp, or maybe just wire tie will be sufficient. Copy. In 1 minute, you will enter into the eclipse.
принято.
Copy.
Принято.
This is Mission Control Houston, 1 hour 17 minutes into today's spacewalk. Oleg Novitsky and Pyotr Dubrov working in tandem near the multipurpose laboratory module, having laid out all of their equipment and installed cable clamps through which a series of power cables and Ethernet cables will be strung throughout the course of today's spacewalk. They are approaching the point in today's timeline where they will begin to make the first quartet of connectors between the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module and U.S. power cable bundle systems on the U.S. segment of the International Space Station that are routed through the Zarya module, which is connected, the connecting point basically between the U.S. and Russian segments. There are two separate cable bundles of power connectors, 4 connectors apiece, that need to be mated by Novitsky and Dubrov to begin the process of enabling power continuity to exist between Naoka and the rest of the International Space Station. Naoka, which was launched back on July 21st and which automatically docked to the station on July 29th, will provide a variety of support capability for the Russian segment of the station, including a science laboratory, a new airlock from which Russian spacewalks can be conducted. It will serve as the home for the node module called Prichal, which will be launched later this year to dock to the nadir port of Naoka. That is a multi-hatched, bulbous module, if you will, to accommodate multiple vehicles that can dock to the Russian segment of the station. It will also provide the capability for the operation of a new European robotic arm that the European Space Agency outfitted on Naoka during its processing phase. It will provide an additional crew quarters, an additional toilet, an oxygen generation system, and a deployable radiator that is currently stowed on the Rosviet module, but which will be transferred to Naoka during a later spacewalk in this series of up to 11 excursions by Russian cosmonauts to fully outfit the new Naoka module.
Located on the side of the handrail. Maybe one end can be pushed behind the handrail, Piotr. Well, you know, I would like to divide those two valves. Of course, there is a gap spanner in the middle.
Хорошо, я также получил рекомендацию, если вам недостаточно освещения, то можно включить орлановские светильники.
You know, I have received recommendations from the specialists that if the lighting conditions are not sufficient, you can activate Orlan lights. Well, you know, it's not that important right now, but when I move closer to the panel, patch panel, then I might activate Orlan lights. Copy, Alex. I can see the patch panel number 16 and connectors on it. I think I will start with cleaning the connectors.
Петр, вот эти подвязки мы...
Петр, these ties, they should be removed. Copy. Well, but it's not very easy to remove them here. It's a hard task.
Я включил светильники Орлана.
So I activated Orlan lights. This is Oleg. Copy, Oleg.
Так, Артем, а двигатели у нас находятся вот там за точными 4020, 4020.
And the thrusters are behind the handrails 4021, 4022, correct? Come again, Piotr. What? No. They are to the left of me. These thrusters. Of course, this is the area where I should not move in. Yes. Yes, they are actually behind the frame. Piotr, this is Artyom. Go ahead, Moscow. I have a suggestion. Remove all ties from the connectors on the patch panel and then continue working. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing. I will try to make a 180 degrees turn so that it will be more convenient for me, because it is more convenient when the handrail is on top of me. And then I will secure my tether to it. This is Oleg. I have reached the patch panel number 2 with the cable number 1. There is a very big loop here. Well, you've already have some experience, Oleg, with that. Yes. I have experience, but I do not understand which cable will crisscross the Ethernet cable, because they are all in a bundle. Maybe from this handrail you can cut, on MRM both cables, and the Ethernet cable and the other one.
честно говоря, плохо
To
видно,
tell the truth, I cannot see very clearly from here
где они там могут у нас
how
пересечься.
these cables are routed further on and where they will be crisscrossing.
Пытаемся сделать бухту поменьше,
I will try to
там где-то
make the bundle a bit smaller
протащить.
so that I will be able to draw it through the cables somewhere. Yes, we think it's a good idea.
Крышки с разъемов мы тоже в трэшбэк убираем, правильно?
And the covers from the connectors also should be put into the bag, right? They are not secured with ties.
Сейчас точно.
The steps, let me see.
Пока сложно сказать, не видно.
It's hard to say because I cannot see very well here.
Ну, по-моему, нет, я не вижу.
I think there are no ties on the cap.
Нет, по-моему, не подвязаны.
No, they are not tied.
Сейчас начну снимать.
I will start removing them right now, and then I will see better. Copy, Piotr.
This is Mission Control Houston approaching the 90-minute mark into today's spacewalk as Novitsky and Dubrov familiarize themselves with the connector patch panel on the Poisk module of the International Space Station. This will begin the process of connecting power cable bundles from the newly arrived Naoka multipurpose laboratory module to the U.S. power systems through the Zarya module of the International Space Station that connects the U.S. and Russian segments of the complex. There are two such power bundles, each one connecting 4 separate connectors for a total of 8 power connectors. That will be followed later in today's spacewalk by the mating of Ethernet connectors as well.
Yes, there should be a cable clamp, but it has to be rerouted because it is directed towards MRM2, but it should be directed towards MLM. Copy. But, you know, there is a wire tie on 1502 that is installed there. Yes, I apologize. You're right. It's a wire tie there. So should I just leave it there for a while? I mean Ethernet cable? Yes. And we are taking number 1. I understand, but I don't want to get into trouble when I will start dealing with this crisscrossing of cables. Oleg, if you think that you will untie wire tie and you will have more slack and it will be more convenient for you, then you can do it right now. Because the Ethernet cable is going between the two cable clamps on FGB and then goes to the wire tie on the handrail 1502. So I will untie it here and will route it between the cables number 1 and number 2. Copy, Oleg. You know, it's very hard to see it on the picture. Yes, it is a slack that we will need to use, so to say, to release, and somebody had tied it. I confirm that the caps are not tied, and it is not easy to secure them before you remove them even. Well, that's not good news.
Может быть, уже часть оборудования на карабине, который зафиксирован, убрать в крылок-бэк?
There may be some hardware, that is secured with a tether can be put into the bag. I have just 2 caps left, and I will stow them there, all of them at once. All right, sounds good.
Петр, ты смотри, может быть тебе отключить орлановские светильники все-таки?
Peter, maybe you should deactivate Orlan lights. I did not switch them on. Oleg, who did it? Okay, the voltage is 26 and 9, and for me it is 26 and 8. This is Peter. I did not activate Orlan's lights. This is Peter. I understand. No, actually the lighting conditions are quite sufficient for me. This is Peter. I don't need the Orlan's lights. Well, you can try, and just evaluate whether it is better or not. Well, of course it is better. I mean, the visibility is better, but without them, it's also fine.
This is Mission Control Houston, 1 hour 32 minutes into today's spacewalk. Pyotr Dubrov has installed power cable clamps on the Zvezda service module, and now we'll begin the process of mating connectors between the power cable bundle number 2, as it is known. That is a cable bundle that is associated with Naoka and U.S. power segment electrical path that will be mated to a Naoka connector patch panel that you have been looking at, that's at the top of your screen here. The first of 2 such bundles of power cables, 8 cables in all, 8 connectors to be mated to begin the process of providing power connectivity to the newly arrived Naoka multipurpose laboratory module.
They will just get loose and fly away. It's not very good access here. So, but I will try not to make haste, and I will do it. I will take my time with this tap. What about gap spanner? This is Oleg. Well, the gap spanner can be used for tethering, a few tethers. Okay, copy. Yes, I cannot reach here very well. This is Peter. I will have to remove the caps without securing them, and then put them into the trash bag right away. Well, maybe Oleg can help you, Peter, if he comes closer, and you will do it together. put it into the bag and it didn't get inside. All right, Piotr, let us wait for Oleg, and he will hold a trash bag for you, and you will show the cap in it. And right now you can just take a breather or do something else. Yes, I need to take a breather, I think. Yes, Piotr, don't make haste. And when you are fine, when you feel fine, then you will resume working. All right. I managed to catch the cap that flew away. I will try to secure it well. That's good news. Copy. And I will put it away right away. Yes, I managed to put it into the trash bag. Copy, Piotr. Good news. I can retether the crew lock bag to another handrail, and then on my way back I will retrieve it from here. Yes, of course, it's a go.
A good view of Pyotr Dubrov as he begins to work in the mating of the first 4 of 8 power connectors, power cables basically, from the Poisk module to the Naoka module, a total of 8 power cables to be connected to provide electrical continuity between the U.S. segment of the station and the newly arrived Naoka module. Ethernet cables also to be routed during the course of today's spacewalk, handrails to be installed in this first of 11 such spacewalks over the next several months to fully outfit and activate Naoka as a module that will accommodate science activities, to be used as a multi-port docking destination for Russian vehicles, and to serve as a second airlock from which Russian spacewalks can be conducted. Today's spacewalk began with the opening of the hatch to the Poisk module airlock at 9:41 a.m. Central Time, 10:41 Eastern. Usually, Russian spacewalks get underway a bit earlier than that. Today's spacewalk was timed out to match daylight and dark passes over the course of the Earth, as well as communications capability with the International Space Station. There is no formula for when a spacewalk needs to begin necessarily. Today's spacewalk is slated to last about 7 hours in duration.
Here on these cables, the caps are secured. Piotr, could you please come again? We didn't get you last. On these cables, the caps are secured, are tied. Yes, it's very important information. Thank you. Okay, so 16.4. I'm starting the mating of the connectors. Copy, Piotr. Try to give a running commentary and wait until my confirmation.
The Russian flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov outside Moscow instructing Pyotr Dubrov to provide a running commentary as he begins work to mate this first series of 4 power connectors between the Poisk module and the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module that arrived at the space station back on July 29th.
I understand we cannot use the adjustable tether in the work zone. No, we cannot use adjustable there.
And just a reminder, this is, again, the first of a trio of spacewalks to be conducted over the next 9 days. Next up on Thursday, September 9th, Novitsky and Dubrov will be back outside of the International Space Station in the second in the series of Nauka outfitting excursions. They will be working to install a cable, another Ethernet cable device. They'll be installing 2 high-frequency cables between the Zvezda service module and the Nauka to provide a TV capability from the newly arrived module. They'll also be installing a cable between the Zvezda service module's core's automated rendezvous system and the Nauka core's antenna feeder unit, as it is called, that will provide an automated rendezvous capability as a docking port for Nauka for future Russian vehicles arriving at the International Space Station. They'll be installing another handrail, and they'll be installing a platform with adapters that will be used to house future cosmonauts at various work sites in that area around the new multipurpose laboratory module. And on Sunday, September 12th, Station Commander Aki Hashide from the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency and Thomas Pesquet of the European Space Agency will venture outside the Quest airlock on the U.S. segment of the station to install a bracket known as a mod kit on the P4 or Port 4 truss of the International Space Station, to which the third in the series of 6 IROSA or ISS rollout solar arrays will be attached once that new array is delivered to the space station on a future SpaceX cargo flight.
Copy. The connectors are mated. So, inaudible is closed. Copy.
Dubrov now reporting the first of these 4 connectors has been mated.
Что-то я здесь зацепился, по-моему.
You know, I think I snagged at something here. This is Oleg.
16400.
All right. This connector 16-4 is mated and sewed. Copy, Piotr. Oleg, something is in the way of your translation, right?
Ну так, где-то что-то вот спиной, по-моему, цепляется.
Yes, I think something is snagging at my back.
Мы можем вот эти разрывные петли, которые крепят дверки.
This is Piotr. Can we remove this hot pins? Yes. Well, Oleg, you might be with your back to the MRM2, or maybe you think it is some attached hardware. You know, I can see my back, not see my back, actually. Cannot tell.
Piotr,
you started saying something?
Да, у меня вопрос.
I have a question.
Можем разрывные петли после разрыва оставить здесь на лирках?
Can we leave or keep these ties on the Lira connectors?
Вопрос.
Did you copy my question, Moscow? Piotr, we had a short LOS. So if these loops are secured there, then you can keep them as is, because they will be closed with MLI flap. So I think it will be fine. All right, copy that.
As Pyotr Dubrov works to mate the four connectors, the first cable bundle series of connectors between the Poisk module and the Nauka module, we are going to be passing out of range of the tracking and data relay satellite system for downlink video capability for about a 10-minute period before we regain that communications capability with the next satellite on our TDRS network. We will continue, however, to be able to hear discussions between the Russian cosmonauts and flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov. Everything proceeding just about on the timeline for today's spacewalk, now 1 hour and 48 minutes in duration.
Oleg, Piotr, how do you copy me? This is Moscow. Oleg, Piotr, how did you copy? Yes, Artyom, we copy you. Well, let us try to do something inaudible to communicate better. I have located 16-3 on the patch panel and on the cable as well, the same connector, and I'm starting mating those. And I'm trying to figure out what to do with cable number 1 and Ethernet cable. In 3 minutes, you will leave Eclipse and will enter the daytime. Maybe you should wait until it is really good visibility.
Yes, we copy. In about 2.5 or 3 minutes, the eclipse will be over.
For those just joining, Oleg Novitsky and Pyotr Dubrov, the two Russian cosmonauts who are part of the Expedition 65 crew working outside of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module in the process of hooking up power connectors between the Poisk module and Nauka 8 such power connectors to be mated to begin the process of providing electrical continuity for the new module that arrived at the International Space Station 5 weeks ago. This is the first of a series of what is anticipated to be up to 11 spacewalks by Russian cosmonauts to fully outfit Naoka for future operations. This new module to serve a variety of functions as a laboratory primarily, but also as a multi-port docking destination for Russian vehicles, an airlock for future Russian spacewalks to be conducted to be used in tandem with the Poisk module airlock on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the station, from which Novitsky and Dubrov emerged earlier today, almost 2 hours ago, to begin their excursion for the day today. It also houses a European robotic arm that will be outfitted on subsequent spacewalks and activated to be used for external science operations, as well as to move equipment and payloads around the Russian segment of the complex. Naoka houses an additional crew quarters, an additional toilet, an additional electron oxygen generation system, and it has a deployable radiator that is currently stowed on the Rosviet module, but which will be removed and reattached to Naoka on a subsequent spacewalk to provide cooling capability for this huge module that is 43 feet in length and almost 24 and a half tons in mass.
Now the eclipse is about to be over. We're going to have a brief video drop out. The rest of the comment is inaudible. Copy.
Через 12 минут будет расчетный перевод слайдера 10-минутный, о котором я предупреждал.
There will be a brief comm dropout. Copy.
This is the 242nd spacewalk in support of space station assembly maintenance and upgrades, the 10th conducted out of the International Space Station this year. Here's an excellent view of Pyotr Dubrov, extravehicular crew member number 2 for the day, wearing the Orlan suit bearing the blue stripes. Novitsky is EV1, or extravehicular crew member number 1, wearing the Orlan suit with the red stripes today, as he did when he and Dubrov conducted a 7-hour, 19-minute spacewalk back on June 2nd that was designed to complete the decommissioning of the older Pirs docking compartment that had served as an airlock and docking port at the station for the past 20 years, but which was replaced by Naoka. Pirs was undocked from the station prior to Naoka's arrival at the complex and was deorbited, burning up in the Earth's atmosphere over the Pacific Ocean.
Comment is inaudible. Yes, we're able to see it. So, and this cable needs to be routed through the cable holder. And this way, the Ethernet cable is going to go between the two holders along with the power cable. I think I have it figured out more or less. Is it connected, mated and connected to the clip? Yes, it's mated and routed through the clip. I'm going
just to bring folks up to date, 3 of the first 4 power connectors are now mated to the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module's patch panel, as the routing of power and the work to accomplish that task continues by Novitsky and Dubrov.
Олег, как слышно?
Go ahead.
And we've passed out of range of our tracking and data relay satellite system for video downlink. As we did, the International Space Station was flying about 260 statute miles above the northern Pacific Ocean, just south of the Aleutian Island chain, moving from northwest to southeast on this track of the Earth. We're approaching the 2-hour mark in today's spacewalk. The crew a few minutes behind the timeline, but continuing to work diligently to hook up the final connector and the first set of cable connectors that will route power to the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module.
About centimeters 30 or 40 from the handrail that it's been routed to. So basically, we can use the cable attachment to cable tie. You can route it above the camera to the bracket and tie it, and then you can take a look. The bracket above the camera. Yes, you can route it.
Excellent view of Pyotr Dubrov at the top of your screen, Oleg Novitsky at the bottom. Dubrov working at the connector patch panel on the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module.
Routed above the camera. So if we make that...
Dubrov, Novitsky, and NASA astronaut Mark Vande Hei launched on the Soyuz MS-18 spacecraft from the Baikonur Cosmodrome back in April. Vande Hei was assisting the 2 cosmonauts in suiting up earlier this morning, and will assist them in getting out of their all-on spacesuits once they're back inside the Poisk airlock at the end of today's activities.
Secure the Strela cargo boom to this handrail, so it would be better to attach it on the side. So, yes, I think it would be better if we route it through the cable holder. If there is a need to take a short break, you can take a short break after mating the connectors. Okay, I am almost done with the cable. Where is the Ethernet cable going to be routed? The Ethernet cable is on the handrail 2122. It's going to be routed from. Let me start from the beginning. It's on the handrail 1500.
And we are receiving confirmation now from Russian flight controllers that all 4 connectors on the first power cable bundle have been connected to the Poisk module. So the power cable bundle number 2, all of that work is completed. Power cable bundle number 1 is next up for Dubrov and Novitsky to tackle here.
On the handrail 2122, we have a cable holder set that Peter installed, and where you're going to put kit number 1. So the holder, so I'm ready to route it. I'm ready to route cable number 1 to 2122. So in that exact location under the holder, the Ethernet cable will be routed up below. It will be routed into the external cable holder shipped as the handcuff that's already been installed on the handrail 2122. Okay. So until the handrail 21, okay, once again, could you repeat it? The holder. So the holder 2122 is installed on the handrail where we have the handcuff-shaped cable holder. Yes, that is correct. Okay, sounds good. Copy. Okay, that is clear now.
3 минуты до ожидаемого перерыва связи.
There are a couple of minutes until the expected LOS. Copy. I have used the wire tie and secured the cable with it. On the side of the 4019 handrail. Copy, Peter. What do you think?
На 4022 кабельный держатель или...
So, do you think we need to install the cable holder on handrail 4022, or do you think there's no need for it? I think 4022 is located too far away. There's no need to install it there. I think this way it fits nicely.
Хорошо. Тогда...
Okay, sounds good. So that is your choice. You can take a break and wait for Alex to catch up with you. Or you can start preparing the kit number 15 to get the connectors. Okay, copy. Let me catch my breath and I will start. Yes. This is just the start of the activity. Please don't exhaust yourself too early.
Минута до перерыва связи ожидаемого.
We're anticipating an LOS in about 1 minute. Copy. I can give you the cable now. Well, not if you had enough of a break. Well, I can take the cable, but I'm not done catching my breath. Alex, how about you go to channel 15 where Peter is, and you can work together and Peter after you are done meeting all the connectors. The request for you, please take video and imagery using the laser camera. Okay, I should not have closed the MLI. Yes, you should not have. You will need to take a photograph. You will need to take imagery of both panels. Well, it fit so nicely. I don't think I can do it again so nicely.
2 hours, 5 minutes into today's spacewalk by Oleg Novitsky and Pyotr Dubrov. We should be regaining our downlink TV capability momentarily through the tracking and data relay satellite system. The first 4 connectors of a series of 8 power connectors now mated to the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. The spacewalk expected to last up to 7 hours in duration or so, as the 2 cosmonauts work in the initial outfitting of the new module that arrived at the International Space Station back on July 29th.
What I need to do with this additional panel, don't know. I think it will be easier. It's easier if one person works on it instead of 2. Well, I don't think the crew look bag will be getting in the way. Oleg, Peter, do I think we can move it to the other side? Which one? The crew look bag. I think we can try. Oleg, Peter. We were just expecting to have an LOS, but we do have comm. We hear you.
Олег, Петр.
Oleg, Peter.
With the first 4 connectors having been mated, Novitsky and Dubrov will clean up some of the slack in those cables and begin to work with the second bundle of power connectors. They are expected to take a breather here for a few minutes as we move into the 3rd hour of today's spacewalk.
Oh, Peter, do you hear me? Go ahead. Copy. So we do have comm. That is good news. Peter, when Oleg translates to your location, try if you put. Do you think it will work if you remove the trash bag from the cover of plane 1? From panel 1? Do you think I can remove the caps, the remaining caps now? So you're going to use a hook 2 to secure them? Yes, because it won't work any other way. It's easier to gather them on one hook and then one by one move them from the hook.
Flying just to the west of Baja, California, a good view from the cosmonauts' helmet cameras. Looking at the connector patch panel on the top of your screen as they continue to work just a few minutes behind the published timeline in beginning the process of providing electrical continuity to the new Nauka multipurpose laboratory module.
Working with the double wing nuts. I don't think it will disengage from the cable holder. It wasn't clear which angle to secure it at, the maximum angle, of course. I don't think it has a lever. What kind of lever? The same as the long type has. I think it's too little space for two people to work together here. You see, I have a bunch of everything attached to my red. It needs to be placed into the trash bag, all of it. So that's why Artyom recommended we do it together, because it's not very easily accessible to me by myself. All the caps will be going here. So you need to remove those caps. Do you need to remove those caps as well? Yes. Let me move this side so you can get access.
Так, ну что делать-то будем?
So what are we going to do?
Пока нет связи.
There is no comm yet.
Ты затянул держать?
Did you tighten the holder?
Вот это да.
This one? Yes, I did.
Вот он кабель.
Here is the cable. Then as one of the options, I'm going to remove the cap.
В рабочую зону вошел. И тогда потом можно будет...
And then we can try to remove, to place all of those caps into the trash bag.
Олег, Петр.
Oleg, Peter.
На связи.
Go ahead.
Все, мы вышли
Yes.
в период на устойчивую связь.
Yes, we have stable comm. LOS intervals are over.
Сейчас, я так понимаю, вы готовы к работе.
Right now, I understand you're ready to work with Kit 15.
Ну, я начал готовить.
I started preparing the connectors.
Хорошо, ты решил тем же самым
So you
карабином